What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. It's time again for another Yu-Gi-Oh meme video. This time I posed the question over on Twitter, show me your best memes that every Yu-Gi-Oh player can relate to. And we started off with this meme right here that says, me sitting on the toilet not noticing that the seat is up, featuring of course a picture of bottomless trap hole. You guys ever have that feeling when you're starting to slowly fall asleep and then all of a sudden you might have like fallen off a cliff in your dreams or maybe fell down some sort of hole and then it just wakes you up out of your sleep? This bottomless trap hole meme is good for a lot of things. When you only paid $5 for a pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards and you pull a $60 card. This is why people still love opening booster packs. Like, people still want to have that feeling that they plussed so hard and pulled like the hyper rare mega lottery card, and this meme embodies that. You guys still shouldn't do that. You should still buy the singles. I've got links down in the description. You get 5% off on some of them. So if you're gonna do that, just do it the smart way. But I know we all want to feel like this, so I can totally empathize. The amount of times I've seen players bend their cards like this. Oh, you know what's really weird about this though? Different card game players do different types of shuffling. I've seen Magic the Gathering players shuffle their decks like this all the time, and it seems very commonplace for people to do that in that game, but Yu-Gi-Oh players absolutely abhor anyone who shuffles their cards like that. Maybe it's just a Yu-Gi-Oh player thing. My parents at age 22. I will take care of our children. I will provide for us. Me at age 22. I'm going to spend thousands of dollars a year on shiny cardboard. It's truly incredible how expensive Yu-Gi-Oh can be at times. I've seen people juggling playing Yu-Gi-Oh with like paying rent, paying their car payments, paying for some of like the basic necessities, and sometimes they'll pick the cardboard over that, and it's really probably not the best idea, especially when some of these people can afford $1,000 Yu-Gi-Oh decks and refuse to shower. Me overextending my plays. Nibiru. Do you guys ever have those times where you're playing a deck and you know that if you get to your 6th summon, you'll be able to put up some sort of effect that might negate Nibiru if your opponent does have it, but once you're on that 4th summon, you have to like really clench your asshole and hope that that 5th summon's gonna go through, because otherwise Nibiru is just going to end your whole career. I've even seen people try to like do their 5th summon, then immediately like go off into their 6th summon to just pretty much ignore the fact that their opponent has a response, which is pretty scummy, by the way, but you know, that's Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess. My conscience when I want to buy shit that I don't need with my credit card. I think what I love the most about this is that this pertains to every single Yu-Gi-Oh player who just wants to buy shinier and shinier cardboard. Watching the combo player go off knowing you have no response. Oh, yep, been there. Have you ever gone into like game 2 or game 3 after you side decked and you know what your opponent's playing and you're just praying that you're gonna open at least one hand trap to try to stop your opponent in any way, shape, or form, and then you just slowly pick up those 5 cards and realize that, yeah, you're fucked. My mother, her friends asking why grown-ass men like me are still playing a children's card game and watching cartoons. Me. You know, I don't know what's worse. People who are ignorant to the fact that a lot of people in our age demographic actually enjoy playing these types of games, or people who are ignorant to knowing the difference between something like Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. I cannot tell you the amount of times I have had rides on Uber and Lyft and I'm talking to the driver and they ask what I do, and the first question every single time is, oh, is that like Pokemon? And I just roll my eyes and just find a way to change the topic. You. Xyz summons Gaga Cowboy in defense position. You win. Opponent surrendered. Man, even in Duel Links, they understand what this means. If there was like a top 5 finishers of all time in Yu-Gi-Oh, I think Gaga Cowboy would be on that list. Me and my relationship to deck building. My old decks. Do you guys have just like a collection of decks that you might keep off to the side? You're looking at those and like, yeah, I want to build something new. Like, you have 10 decks already, and clearly that's not enough. The bane of the card game player, I suppose. Playing Yu-Gi-Oh be like, fuck you and I'll see you tomorrow. I know this is one of my memes, so this might be cheating a little bit, but one of you guys posted it, so I thought it was fair game, and let's be honest, this is how we all feel when it comes to Yu-Gi-Oh. Every single one of you has that person at your locals, or maybe a friend of yours that says, oh, I'm quitting, I'm done, I'm never playing this game again, and then you'll see them playing next week. Like, talk about an addict with an abusive relationship. I guess that's what Yu-Gi-Oh does to people. Me. This game is fucking stupid. I'm never playing it again. Friend. One more round? Me. You son of a bitch. I'm in. Yeah, exactly. This is just like the last meme. You'll make your friend rage quit and then you'll ask, oh, you want to play again? And they'll be like, Yeah, sure, let me just shuffle up my cards. Like, what sense does that make? Konami, interesting decks with unique play styles. Short print all important cards so they cost the same as a top tier deck. Oh man. I still love how Konami came out with that whole thing saying that they're not gonna short print anymore in specific sets because that's horrible for two reasons. One, that means they admitted to short printing in the first place, and two, that means they're gonna continue to short print in certain products. So what did they really accomplish here? I'm still not necessarily convinced that they stopped short printing in the first place, but we really don't have any data to prove that. If you want to cry, I'll give you something to cry about. Every ban list ever. Oh man. There has to be a ban list for every single person who plays this game that they were at the peak, the zenith of their love for Yu-Gi-Oh! They were playing whatever deck it is that they loved, and then a ban list came and just ruined their love for this game. But they're probably still playing because, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just cardboard crack. Fusions, Synchro, Xyz, Pendulums, and the Extra Monster Zone. You know what my favorite part about this meme is, aside from just the underlying meaning of it? Look at the Fusions Patrick. It has SpongeBob's face on Patrick's body. And I don't know why, but that's just really funny. It feels like my opponent can stop my direct attack. I told you he was on to us. Man, if there is a shout out to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series and the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's this. The amount of times that one of us has talked ourselves out of just an attack to not get hit by Mirror Force is infinite. When your opponent does literally anything, I want to live! I want to live! Have you guys ever had that moment where you look at your opening hand and you realize that you can't do anything, and so you just have to hope that no matter what happens, your opponent can't kill you, and then you see them play a single card? I think this meme embodies that perfectly. Girl, do you have any protection? What most people think, what Yu-Gi-Oh! Players think. It's really funny how taking up a specific hobby or playing a game can really just kind of change your vocabulary and connotative meaning of language. This is just one of the highlights. Going into locals after a long time off Yu-Gi-Oh! With your old deck thinking you're going to do okay. Danger. Not only will this kill you, it will hurt the whole time you're dying. The number of times that I've seen people return to Yu-Gi-Oh! And think, oh yeah, let me just open up this old deck box, brush off the dust, and we'll just be back in it. And then they realize either one of two things. Either A, their deck is banned so they can't even play it anyway, or B, that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is nothing like how it was when they left it. Yeah, it's pretty tragic, but it's also pretty funny. When someone says you can't summon a bunch of monsters in one turn, I'm sorry, is this some sort of peasant joke that I'm too rich to understand? This really makes you appreciate the older days of Yu-Gi-Oh! How just summoning like once or twice a turn was valued so much higher, and now we take that for granted. Now you can summon like 30 times in a turn, and that's perfectly normal. The one card combo that builds a board with 3 floodgates and 10 negates. The deck's 12 bricks and 4 garnets. You know, I always love having conversations with people and they say, oh, Simo, I figured out this absolutely broken combo. And then I'll ask them to show it to me, and it basically is just this meme in a nutshell. I am all for innovation, but you have to look at it in the much larger perspective of playing the game. Now, this one's just hilarious. It's the Cards of Consonance artwork replaced with 2 $50 bills and a Pot of Duality. For anyone who didn't know, Pot of Duality back when it was first released, it may seem like a terrible card now, but that card was several $100s and was basically a staple at the time. How far Yu-Gi-Oh! Has come, right? How I think I look when I duel in public. How I actually look. I don't know if you guys have actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! Outside of like your own household or outside of a larger tournament, but I've played in the streets growing up with duel discs looking like a complete fool. I've played in like public libraries. Remember when like people would go to libraries to like have small Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments? It's really crazy how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has just really evolved over the years. 12-year-old me ready to become the next king of games. I just thought this one was so adorable with Baby Yoda. It also reminds me of some of the younger kids, some of the Dragon Duelists that you might see around. They might be all swagged up in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Gear and look maybe not exactly like this, but they might have a thing or two that makes it really look like they embrace the game. I just think that's a cool throwback and nostalgia for when I was growing up playing the game, and I think a lot of you guys feel the same way. When you're with your friends, but there's only one slice of pizza left. I think we've had this meme before in a previous video, but I thought it applied applied to this, so I wanted to reuse it. Yu-Gi-Oh players will play Yu-Gi-Oh over anything. They'll play for food, they'll play for a bed if there's a bunch of people staying at someone's house and only one person can get it. They'll play for like time for who can shower first in the morning before they go to a tournament. They will play for anything, literally anything. Can I play Yu-Gi-Oh? Yu-Gi-Oh machine broke. Understandable. Game 2? God, can we just ban True King of all calamities already? This card is so unfun and unfair, and I see no reason why this card should exist. When I can finally use the out I've been saving all game. Have you guys ever witnessed when two people are playing against one another and both of them brick, so neither of them can really do anything, and so one after another they're just top decking cards, and all of a sudden one of them gets a card that will actually do something? They will slam that shit on the table so fast, their composure will change, they'll get like all sitting up and everything. That is 100% this meme's energy. Me, putting on brand new card sleeves for my deck. Player, hey, want a duel? Me, sure, puts deck on the table. My deck. Every single time we go through sleeves like crazy as card game players, and every time you get a new pack of sleeves, this always happens. At least for the first few games, your cards, especially if you have like matte back sleeves, will just slide all over the place. Konami releasing dog shit unplayable normal monsters in 2002. Konami releasing dog shit unplayable nostalgia retrains in 2020. That's a good one, Joseph. That's a good one. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this Yu-Gi-Oh meme video. I have a blast making these for you guys. Be sure to check down in the description. I have links to all the other meme videos so you can check those out. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.